Have you ever felt like life is unfair? Do you ever look around and wonder why some people have everything? Wealth, happiness, success, while you are constantly struggling just to survive? We often look at our empty hands and believe that we are lacking something. We believe we need more money, more connections, a better job, or a luckier destiny. We wait for someone or something from the outside to come and save us. But what if I told you that you already have everything you need? What if the only thing keeping you in the dark is not your situation, but your mindset? There is a profound difference between being broke and being poor. Being broke is a temporary financial situation, but being poor is a mindset. When you change the way you look at yourself, the things you look at begin to change. Today, I want to share a powerful story about a beggar. It is a story that will challenge everything you think you know about wealth, potential, and the hidden treasures inside your own mind. Listen closely, because this story is actually about you. For 30 long years, an old beggar sat in the exact same spot at the local train station. He wore tattered clothes, his face was lined with hardship, and his eyes were always looking down at the ground. Every single day, he would hold out his rusty tin cup and mumble to the passing crowds, "Spare some change? Please, spare some coins for a poor man." Some people dropped a few coins. Most people just walked past him, ignoring his existence. The beggar did not have a chair. For 3 decades, he sat on an old, dirty wooden box. He found it in the trash many years ago and used it as his permanent seat. One cold afternoon, a stranger wearing a sharp suit walked past the beggar. The beggar held out his tin cup and mumbled, "Spare some change, sir?" The stranger stopped. He looked at the beggar, but he did not reach into his pocket. Instead, he looked at the wooden box the beggar was sitting on. "What is that you are sitting on?" the stranger asked. The beggar sighed, annoyed. "It's just an old box. I've been sitting on it for 30 years. It's nothing." The stranger stepped closer and asked, "Have you ever looked inside?" The beggar laughed a bitter laugh. "Look inside? Why would I look inside? I told you, it's just an empty old box I found in the garbage. There is nothing inside." The stranger smiled gently. "Open it," he insisted. The beggar was reluctant, but the stranger stood there, waiting. Finally, with a sigh of frustration, the beggar stood up. He grabbed the rusty latch of the box and pried open the heavy wooden lid. As the lid creaked open, the beggar gasped. His eyes widened in absolute shock. He fell to his knees, his hands trembling. The box was not empty. It was filled to the very top with pure gold coins and precious jewels. For 30 years, he had been begging for pennies, starving, and feeling like the poorest man in the world, while sitting on a massive fortune. Now pause for a moment and think about this story. You might think, what a foolish beggar. How could he sit on gold for 30 years and never check inside? But before we judge him, we must look in the mirror. You and I, we are that beggar. And the gold inside the box? That is your mind. That is your inner potential. That is your unique talent, your creativity, and your power to change your own reality. Every single day, millions of people wake up, sit on their box of limitless potential, and hold out a tin cup to the world. We beg for scraps. We beg for validation from other people. We beg our bosses for a small raise. We beg for attention on social media. We beg for luck to finally come our way. We constantly look completely outside of ourselves, hoping that the world will drop a few coins of happiness into our empty cups. But true wealth is never found outside. True wealth is an inside job. Your mindset is the box. If your mindset is focused on lack, on victimhood, and on what you don't have, you will remain a beggar, no matter how much talent is locked inside you. You will sit on your gold mine and starve. Why didn't the beggar open the box? Because of his belief system. He believed it was just trash. He was so convinced of his own poverty that he never bothered to look within. This is what a negative mindset does to you. It blinds you to your own greatness. It convinces you that you are not smart enough, not lucky enough, or not ready enough. But the moment you change your mindset, the moment you decide to lift the lid and look inside, everything shifts. You realize you don't need to beg for opportunities. You can create them. You don't need to wait for a hero. You can become your own. The human brain is the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. When you program it with gratitude, discipline, and self-belief, it will find solutions to problems you thought were impossible. Stop looking at the ground. Stop holding out your tin cup to a world that owes you nothing. It is time to stand up. It is time to open the box. Start investing in your mind. Read books. Learn new skills. Change the way you speak to yourself. Replace "I can't" with "How can I?" The wealth you are seeking is not in a different city, a different job, or a winning lottery ticket. It is already within you, waiting to be discovered. Change your mindset, and your life will automatically change. This is Motivational with English. If you are ready to open your box of potential today, type "I have the power within" in the comments below. Let the world know that you are done begging for scraps. If this story shifted your perspective, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Look inside, stay powerful, and I will see you in the next video.